нам пиздует, сука!
Смотри, тройка может занять ту кишку верхнюю.
Да. Сейчас они все посмотрят внимательно.
Движение!
The front line in eastern Ukraine witnessed an unexpected twist when heavily outnumbered Ukrainian forces were suddenly reinforced by the arrival of an American-made M2A2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. The dramatic appearance of the armored beast sent shockwaves through Russian ranks, who had moments earlier believed they had the upper hand. For hours, Ukrainian infantry had been under relentless pressure. Waves of Russian troops pushed forward with superior numbers, seeking to overrun a small defensive position. The Ukrainians fought back fiercely, but ammunition was running low, and the situation looked increasingly desperate. Just as Russian assault units prepared for a final push, the unmistakable silhouette of the Bradley emerged from behind cover. Its engine roared, tracks crushing the frozen earth as it advanced directly into the line of fire. The sudden presence of the armored vehicle completely shifted the momentum of the battle. Russian troops were momentarily stunned. Many had expected only small arms resistance, not a state-of-the-art infantry fighting vehicle capable of carrying soldiers, delivering heavy firepower, and absorbing enemy hit. Within seconds, the Bradley unleashed a torrent of 25mm autocannon fire, shredding Russian positions and halting their advance. Ukrainian soldiers, emboldened by the arrival of the vehicle, rose from their trenches with renewed determination. With covering fire from the Bradley's Bushmaster cannon, they launched counterattacks that caught Russian forces off guard. The battlefield, once tilted in Russia's favor, now became a scene of chaos and panic.
Ти, друже, право, гранати є? В тебе піздує лівий фланг, мені удобно буде перед вами, якщо перекрити. Парні, говорю.
The Bradley fired anti-tank missiles at enemy armored vehicles trying to join the assault. One Russian BMP went up in flames, its crews scrambling for their lives as Ukrainian forces pressed their counteroffensive. The battlefield echoed with gunfire, explosions, and shouts of panic. The psychological impact on Russian troops was devastating. Believing they had cornered a weaker Ukrainian unit, they now faced a heavily armed mechanized force. Reports from the scene suggested several Russian soldiers abandoned their positions and retreated, leaving behind weapons, helmets, and even communication gear in their desperate flight. Panic spread quickly through the ranks as commanders screamed into radios, trying to regain control of their units. For the Ukrainians, the Bradley was more than just a vehicle, it was a lifeline. Its presence bought them precious time to regroup, resupply, and reorganize their defenses. Medics rushed into the trenches to tend to the wounded, while the Bradley continued to lay down suppressive fire. Every burst from its cannon carved open Russian firing points, forcing the enemy to duck for cover and slowing their momentum to a crawl. Military analysts later noted that the Bradley's arrival demonstrated the critical role Western supplied equipment continues to play in Ukraine's defense. Against larger Russian formations, high-tech armored vehicles can shift the balance of power in crucial engagements, even when Ukrainian troops are heavily outnumbered. Analysts also pointed out that the Bradley's armor, firepower, and night vision systems gave Ukraine a massive advantage during nocturnal operations, something Russia's older vehicles often lack. The clash highlighted once again how unpredictable the war has become. Russian forces, relying on numerical superiority, have repeatedly attempted to overwhelm smaller Ukrainian units, yet modern technology and tactical surprise often prove decisive, giving defenders a fighting chance. In this case, one Bradley fighting vehicle turned what looked like certain defeat into a daring stand of resilience. Eyewitnesses described the battlefield after the Bradley's intervention as a scene of destruction. Burned-out vehicles, shattered trenches, and abandoned Russian equipment littered the ground. The acrid smell of smoke and burning fuel hung heavy in the air. The Ukrainian flag still flew defiantly over the position that hours earlier had seemed doomed to fall, a symbol that the defenders had endured against impossible odds. For the Ukrainian soldiers holding the line, the arrival of the Bradley became a story of survival. One exhausted soldier reportedly shouted, "The Bradley saved us!" as he reloaded his rifle under the cover of the vehicle's cannon fire. Another soldier, his face blackened with dirt and gunpowder, whispered to a reporter, "When I saw it come forward, I knew we would live."
Я лягаю з пулемета. Ви мене прикриваєте.
Russian military channels later acknowledged the engagement, claiming losses but vowing retaliation. Yet satellite imagery confirmed the scale of their retreat, showing scorched vehicle carcasses and scattered formations falling back to secondary lines. The morale boost for Ukrainian troops was undeniable. Outnumbered and nearly overrun, they had turned the tide with one armored vehicle, tactical discipline, and sheer unbreakable determination. This clash will likely be remembered not just for the firepower of a single vehicle, but for the resolve it inspired. For the Ukrainians, the sudden appearance of the Bradley was not only a tactical victory, it was proof that hope can appear even in the darkest hour, when defeat seems inevitable and survival hangs by a thread.
Смотри, первый ШБ начал ложные маневры, выехали танки, пидоры по всем перехватам.